Hi guys.
Hi.
Okay, so recently a friend of ours, Hannah, she has a blog called A Gray Slam, and she's also one half of Beauty Forum. She and Danielle run Beauty Forum, and anyway, Hannah left us a comment saying that maybe on an upcoming beauty battle we could try an e.l.f. product, specifically the makeup setting spray.
Yeah, which I do actually have a couple of makeup setting sprays by Urban Decay. I have one called the All Nighter and another one called De-Slick. But we went to Target looking for the e.l.f. setting spray because we thought we'd give it a try.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, our Target did not have it.
So we did get some other things because from Hannah and from a bunch of our other friends on YouTube and on blogs, everyone talks about how great e.l.f. is. Like, it's a great product at a great price point.
Yeah. And I have in the past bought their makeup brushes because I don't think you have to spend a ton of money on makeup brushes. I mean, if you can go out and spend $40 on a MAC brush, more power to you. But, you know, we're starting out with makeup and really just learning to play. The e.l.f. brand cosmetic brushes are great. They range from like seriously $1 to like $3 to $5. So you can't go wrong.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
So I do have several of their brushes, but we've never really played with their products.
Right.
So we decided to get some.
We each bought 4 items each. I just said that. We got 4 items.
Yeah.
And I think we only got one thing the same and other things are different, just so we could really try a bunch of stuff and really give our feedback.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we've been trying them for the past few days,
yeah.
and we've not discussed. So this is not a beauty battle, but we've not discussed how we felt because we didn't kind of want to like, not that we would sway opinion, but we didn't want to interfere with what the other thought. So.
Yeah, that we were just sharing our fresh thoughts and ideas on what we think of the products, and we're not, you know, regurgitating the same conversation with each other. This is the first time we're having a conversation of what we think. So
we're gonna dig in. This is our virgin e.l.f. experience.
Yes, our first time. Okay, so we both decided to get a tinted moisturizer. I got it in the shade called Porcelain.
And I am in nude. Okay. So just, I think, lightest and then next lightest.
Yeah. This is in, with SPF 20, it says with aloe, cucumber, and vitamins A, C, and E. And you want to watch just a little dot of it? Okay, that is the shade called Porcelain.
And this is nude.
Yeah. So I am definitely more fair than you are. You have a little more of a more golden complexion. But I'm curious to see how you use this. I decided because one of my other e.l.f. purchases was a powder brush, which this is more kind of like a flat head. I don't know that it's really a stippling brush, but I decided I was going to try to use this brush in conjunction with the tinted moisturizer. Typically, I would just put that on with my fingers, but I decided to use a brush instead.
And I used with no brush, just my hand.
Your fingertips?
That's it. Yep.
Okay. So I put a little bit of the moisturizer on the back of my hand, and then I just dotted my brush into it, and I decided to apply this that way.
Okay.
I mean, it's definitely a tinted moisturizer, I think.
And this was what? Was this $5?
Something like that. I mean, it's none of the e.l.f. products are very expensive. It's very cost affordable.
Yeah. I feel this is their studio line. I think anything that comes in the black packages like this are their studio line. This may have been $5. So $5 for a decent, like good size.
Yeah, it's perfect for travel. I actually took it with me on a trip that I took recently. And it's 0.88 ounces. But as far as my thoughts, I liked it. It's definitely, I will use it for occasional weekend trips. This will probably stay in like a travel bag for me. But, I mean, the coverage wasn't anything crazy. I was actually a little disappointed just in myself, not the product, but that I forgot to pack a powder for my weekend away. So I did feel really shiny because I do feel like this leaves your skin very dewy looking.
I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree with that. I tried it a couple of times. I want to just do something real quick. I'm big on smell. I've forgotten to smell it. Doesn't really have a smell, which is awesome. I just applied it in my fingertips like this. I did think that it was really creamy. I've been using the Origins Vitazing, and I've also been using an Avon, oh my gosh, I forgot the name of it, but it's like an Avon sheer foundation, but it's like comparable to the Vitazing. I've shown it before in a haul. I'll list it below so you guys can go check that out. But I've really liked both of those, and I think different from what you've used in the past. Mine are very sheer. Like, you definitely have to have a powder over it just to kind of, I don't know, they're very sheer. I thought this actually had, well, probably the same amount of coverage. Very creamy. I do know what you're saying. Even on my hand right here, I can see a little bit of like a shine, which is fine. I have drier skin. I did put a powder over it, but I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
I thought it was something that I want to try. I always will try different brands.
Yes,
I'll just throw that out there. But I was like, for $5, that is awesome. I mean, I'll use this. I don't know. I thought it was good just to have, or like days like recently I went tubing down the James River, which was a lot of fun. But I don't usually go out with just nothing. Right. I mean, I put sunscreen on, and I put a little bit of this on, and it was just nice to have like a little bit of coverage. But for $5, I was actually pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I'll use it all, no doubt. I'm not going to let it go to waste. I'm not throwing it away. I do actually like the brush a lot. So again, I've had a lot of good luck with e.l.f. brushes. And this says that it's a powder brush, but like I said, I was using it as a foundation brush. I don't know. I think brushes can serve multiple purposes. I did just kind of, because I packed one major big brush for my weekend trip, I just kind of wiped it off in between, you know, uses. And then it went from foundation to, you know, blush. So
yeah,
I like this. I will definitely continue to buy more of their brushes.
And I will say this. I really thought when I bought this that I was going to have to mix moisturizer with it. I thought for a $5 tinted moisturizer, I realize it says it's a moisturizer, but I just had this feeling I'm going to have to mix it with moisturizer. I didn't, and I didn't feel like I needed to. So
it's definitely... I am only going to say this because I definitely don't tend to have oily skin. Like I said, I felt like it left me dewy and maybe just a tinier bit on the oilier side than normal.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't say it's oil-free, so.
I also say that I blame that on the fact that I forgot to pack a powder, and I was testing these products out over a weekend trip. So I will definitely try this out now that I'm back home and I can layer a powder over it. I think it'll tone down the shine and the dewy look. Although there's nothing wrong with the dewy look. I like the dewy look.
Yeah. But just overall during the day.
So anyway, not bad.
And no, it was exciting to try this.
Yeah. I decided to get this under eye concealer and highlighter. It's also the part of the e.l.f. Studio line. I got it in the shade, it's glow on one end and light on the other. So this end down here is your concealer end. And I just take it and do a couple of dots underneath of my eyes and kind of where my dark circles would be. And then the other end here is the highlight end. So it's just white, little doe foot applicator. And I use that kind of just under the arch of my brows and then also along my cheekbones. And I liked it. I have a lot of highlighter products, so I can't say this is a favorite. This is something that I bought and that Jamie didn't try this one, but as far as liking this brand versus other brands like Benefit or the Anastasia Brow Kit, I have my favorites as far as highlighter go, but for an inexpensive route, especially if you're just getting into makeup, it's worth a try. Yeah, and the concealer, as far as, because concealers can be tricky because they can get cakey and they can get creasy, and especially underneath of your eyes. And I did not see where during the day I could really see where it was creasing under my eyes. So, I mean, some concealers that are even high-end brands do kind of get cakey and creasy looking, and I didn't feel like this did, so.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was cool.
Okay, my next thing that I've heard so many great reviews is the eyelid primer. I don't believe this came in any color, right? I think it was just, this is the only one our Target had.
Okay.
I don't have the box. It still has a little applicator. What did you call it? A doe foot?
It's a doe foot?
I've never really heard of that. I see what you're saying there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't think it came in any other color, but it does have a slight tint. It looks a little bit like concealer. Alright, I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, I'll tell you the consistency okay, first of all, $1. So I'm not, you know. The consistency, it's really thin, which is not a problem. I felt like it took me like a hot minute to rub it in. But I will say I applied this all over both lids, and I followed it up with my next product, some eyeshadow. Okay. And I did not notice creasing.
Okay. How long were you wearing it?
I applied it maybe at 8 a.m. and I don't even know, I may have noticed creasing that night when I went to take my makeup off, but I did specifically check it a couple times that day that I wore both together, and it was a warm day. I did not notice creasing, so go figure. $1.
Would you buy it again?
I think so. Okay. Yeah, I think so. I was kind of pleased. I was like, $1? This is gonna be awful. No.
Well, cool.
I was pleasantly surprised by this, and I know it's gotten great reviews. I know some YouTubers say that they'll buy this over even other brands. Yeah. So I'm gonna use it. We'll see. I'm gonna keep trying it. So
that's awesome.
Crazy.
Okay, and then I did buy a contouring blush and bronzing powder. It looks like this, and this is in the shade Blushed and Bronzed. So yeah, I guess it is what it is. This is a blush on one side. Let me take the little plastic film out. And a bronzer on the other. And I'll swatch for you if you can see it a little bit. It's very, very light. The blush is definitely a very pale pink. The bronzer is actually more intense than I expected it to be. But there they are swatched. Here's the bronzer. The blush, again, like I said, it really doesn't give you a lot of color. It's almost more just like a highlighter for your cheek. But I liked it. I think that for me, the bronzer is just a little bit too dark, but I'm very fair. So I had to go really easy and light-handed on it. But I did like it as far as just hitting the temples and through kind of the hollow parts of my cheeks, along my hairline a little. And the blush, like I said, it's very, very sheer. I definitely had to layer it a little bit. It's almost more of like a kind of a powdery highlight. So
okay. I know that this one is really popular among bloggers and YouTubers, and I think from what we've watched, a lot of people think that this bronzer is like perhaps a good dupe for the NARS Laguna.
Which I don't have, so I can't speak to that. But
and which, I'll be honest, we've played with at Sephora and thought it was a little too powerful. And for like $30,
right.
I don't want to buy that.
No.
You can't get a sample of that, obviously.
No.
So this is kind of a good way to try some of that. Like, watch YouTubers, read these blogs, and I don't know.
Yeah, like I said again, I think that these products are probably something that are going to stay in my travel bag, and
yeah.
I don't have any problem with using drugstore brand or, more cost-efficient brands. I'm all about that. If you find something good, I think that's great. Go for it.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents on that.
Along the same lines of what Mendi just showed, I bought an e.l.f. Studio. It's a blush in Fuchsia Fusion. We will say this. We both discussed this when we bought these. The packaging for the Studio line... This black, thick packaging.
It's nice.
Really nice. Like, sturdy. Like, you're not really going to break this.
No, it feels heavy.
Yeah, so for the price and the packaging alone, I think it's crazy.
Yeah.
This comes with, like, a little mirror. And the blush is bright. Like, Mendi, it's so funny. Mendi's blush was very sheer.
Yeah.
This blush, not sheer at all. I made the mistake of going a little too heavy when I wore it.
Oh, wow.
Check that out.
Oh, my gosh. That's no joke.
Can you guys see that pink? That is bright. I'm going to tell you, once I got some of it off, I liked it. It was very, very nice pink. It's probably a great color for some darker skin tones than what I am. But I might go back and try one. I think it's in a mauve color. I thought it had decent staying power. It definitely... I won't say that it stayed as long as, I don't know, like the Laura Geller Blush and Brighten. But it hung in there for like a few dollars. Not bad. Like the mauve colored one, or... Yeah, I think it's the mauve one that I want. It's not really a color I'm going to wear a lot, so I don't really want to go and buy like a $30 blush for a once-in-a-while thing.
Right.
So I think I'll go back and buy it. This one has a little bit of shimmer to it. I really liked it. I just thought I went too heavy on my cheeks, and I was like, bam, there's some rosy cheeks. But like once you rub it in, I don't know. It's really nice. I was surprised by it, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
so,
for such a fun, bold cheek option, it's definitely a good route to go.
Yeah.
Because it's not, you're right, it's not a blush that you're going to use every single day.
Yeah, so why not buy a couple for a cheap price, have them in your kit or in your makeup bag, and when you want to have fun, you have them, but without breaking the bank.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm excited about trying some more e.l.f. products. Like, I definitely think maybe my doors have been opened up to e.l.f. a little bit. We both were kind of like, I don't know, let's see what all the hype is. You know, obviously a lot of people like it, so.
Yeah. My last thing, I got a little eye makeup, eyeshadow. I can't, what is the color? Oh, good, I have it right here. It's called Day to Night Brightening Eye Color. Just came in a little package like this. It's not the studio line. This was $1, okay? I didn't really need any more eyeshadow because I have the Naked palette and I have the 15th anniversary Urban Decay. I'm going to try to like get a little bit on here so you guys can see. I was really, really, really wary of this.
Those are fairly
Here are the colors. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's like a champagne, like a, what color do you think that is? Like a purpley
It's almost
mauve?
like a eggplant.
Yeah, color? A charcoal and then more like a champagne-y color. I'll tell you, I was not excited about this when I first bought it, and I was kind of like, oh, it's $1 though, who cares? When I first put my brush into the light, this color, the more cream color, I was like, well, it's going to take a lot to pack on. No, I actually wore this. I liked it. I only wore, I have to say, I wore the cream color, I wore the eggplant color, and I wore the charcoal. So I did the cream as the highlight, kind of all over the lid. I did the eggplant on the lid, and I did the charcoal in the crease. I used it with my eye primer, and it did a real dark, like almost smoky eye, and it did last all day. So I was kind of surprised for $1.
Yeah, I have to say, because I've never used any of the e.l.f. eyeshadows before, and from seeing just what's on your fingers, they're really highly pigmented.
They're highly pigmented. And I'll tell you, the packaging is crap, but it's $1. I mean, what can you say? But I'm just, yeah, I'll use this. Of course, I'll use it.
Do they make the eyeshadows by e.l.f. in the studio line? Like with the black packaging? Because if this were in
I don't know.
really nice black packaging.
I saw little singles that you could build in the quad that they had.
Like they have a pan.
Yeah.
You can create your own pan.
So, I don't know. I was kind of surprised by it. And I've heard, I think there's one called Drama, maybe. It's like darker than that. It's like for a total smoky eye, and I've heard great things about that. They had that. I just didn't get it. I have a lot of those in the Naked palette. So yeah, for $1, I was like,
cool.
Okay, I'll use it.
I'm excited. That's awesome.
So,
you think you'll be buying more e.l.f. products?
Yeah, especially I think I'm going to go back next and pick up a blush for fall, like that mauve-y, darker one.
Yeah.
And this, I'll use it. It's not an everyday one, but I'll totally use it. And I might try some brushes.
I feel like probably my bronzer is just a little too dark for me. But if I go really light-handed, I think it's something I'll be able to use. And the blush was fine, but I just had to build it up a lot.
Yeah.
So we definitely had two different experiences. So that's
yeah,
cool.
I think it was a good one for our first time trying all this stuff. And we'd love to hear from you guys. We know that it's like, I don't know, e.l.f. is kind of like cultish. Everyone, I guess you either love it or hate it. And if you love it, you are loving it. So let us know your favorite products. Maybe there's something hidden that we haven't tried, but I feel like we touched on a lot of good things. And
we're going to stay on the hunt for that makeup setting spray that Hannah recommended. And thank you, Hannah, so much for inspiring us to go to Target.
Yes.
And to hit up our local store to see if we could find that setting spray. And fortunately, we struck out. But thank you so much for the recommendation, and we appreciate all the comments that you guys send in and saying, please, like, try this, try that, so keep them coming.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And thanks for watching.
Yep.
We'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.